Good morning, students. Today we are going to discussing about P block elements. So successfully we completed 5 chapters, and this is P block elements. Now we are going to seeing that. So already we studied that types of elements. What are the blocks of elements is presenting there. So all these things in our previous classes already we learned. So now we are going to seeing about your P block elements. What are the P block elements are present? What types of compounds will be forming this takes place? What are the properties will be exhibiting these P block elements? So this and all we are going to discussing there. So this 12th standard, what are the elements we are going to studying means? So 15th group elements, 16th group elements, 17th and 18th group elements, right? 15th group to up to 18th group, these elements and all we are going to studying in this chapter. So what types of compounds is forming for this group elements? What are the properties will be presenting there? Physical and chemical properties they will exhibit. And what are the major uses of these elements? All these things we are going to learning in this chapter. So let us see that what are the major objectives for this P block elements. Yes. So we are going to studying about here appropriate general trends in the chemistry of elements of groups 15, 16, 17 and 18. So general trends. Trends is nothing but periodic properties. So what are the periodic properties they will exhibit by this group 15 to group 18? So these elements we are going to learning. And next one is learn the preparation, properties and uses of dinitrogen and phosphorus and some of their important compounds. So that means nitrogen, dinitrogen preparation and phosphorus compounds preparation and their important compounds. What are the important compounds they will exhibit? We are going to studying. And next one is describe the preparation, properties and uses of dioxygen, ozone and chemistry of some simple oxides. So preparation, properties and uses of dioxygen and ozone and chemistry of some simple oxides. So this also we are going to studying there. Oxide compounds. What are the oxides is presenting there? How can you prepare these oxides and properties and uses also we are going to studying. And next one is no allotropic forms of sulfur, chemistry of its important compounds and the structure of its oxo acids. So sulfur compounds also we are going to studying, and what are the oxo acids of sulfur will be presenting and what are the structures they will exhibit. This and all we are going to studying. Next one is describe the preparation, properties and uses of chlorine and hydrochloric acid. So preparation and properties and uses of chlorine and hydrochloric acid. So this also we are going to study. Know the chemistry of halogens and structure of oxo acids of halogens. We are going to studying there. Interhalogen compounds and structures. And what are the oxo acids of halogens we are going to studying. And next one is enumerate the uses of noble gases. So noble gases, what are the general uses will be exhibiting. So all the noble gas element uses also we are going to study. Appreciate the importance of these elements and their compounds in our day-to-day life. So group 15 to group 18, these elements What are the uses will be exhibiting? Important uses of these elements and compounds to everyday to day life we are going to studying there. So that means maximum in this lesson what we are going to study means group 15 to group 18, all these elements preparations, properties, and what are the general trends is exhibiting, periodic trends, what are the trends they will exhibit, and these elements every day to day life what are the important uses they will exhibit. So all these things we are going to studying in this P block elements. So let us see that what are the major general introduction is given for this P block elements. Let us see that. So first of all, how can you defining that P block elements? P block elements. So how can you define means the last outermost electrons will be entering into the p orbital. The last outermost electrons are entering into p orbital is called p block elements. So let us see that. So p block element generally where it is presenting, where it is present in the periodic table means. So from group 13 to group 18, group 13 to group 18. So these elements are called as P block elements. Group 13 to group 18 elements are called as P block elements. So this P block element generally what is the outermost electronic configuration means. So NS2NP 126, NS2NP126. So that means NS2, that means S orbital here 2 electrons will be presenting and P orbital here 1 to 6 electrons will be presenting in their outermost shell. So that means the last outermost electrons where it will be enter means P orbital. The last outermost electrons will be entering into P orbital is called as P block elements. P block elements. So let us see that once what the given explanation will go for that. Yes. So already we learned from class 11. Class 11th and all what are the concepts you are going to studying means group 13 and group 14. 13th group elements and 14th group elements, what are the properties will be present, how can you preparation methods what will be there, and what are the uses will be presenting there, what types of compounds will be presenting there. So these and all already we learn in 11th standard itself. 13th compounds, 13th group elements and 14th group elements. Now we are going to studying about here group 15th group onwards, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So these 4 group elements compounds, preparation methods, structures and what are the uses will be exhibiting. So these things under we are going to learning in this chapter. Let us see that. In class 11 we have learned that the P block elements are placed in groups 13 to 18 of the periodic table. So their valence shell electronic configuration is NS2NP126. So that means P block elements is nothing but if you are seeing that block diagram of periodic table means, so looking like that will be presenting there. Just all of you see that. So this is the block diagram of your modern periodic table. Block diagram of modern periodic table. So in this modern periodic table here left side is presented, 2 columns will be presenting there. So these 2 columns is called as S block elements. S block elements. Right side is presented. So this right side presented columns, that means 13th column to up to 18th column. So these elements are called as P block elements. So right side presented from 13th group to up to 18th group elements are called as P block elements. And in between S and P block elements, these elements are called as D block elements. Group 3 to up to 12. Group 3 to up to 12. These elements are called as D block elements. And at the bottom there are two rows will be presenting there. So this is called as F block elements. F block elements. So totally elements, how many blocks they are arranged means here totally 4 blocks of element they are constructed. S block, P block, D block and F block elements. Totally 4 blocks of elements is presenting there. So how can you defining for this 4 blocks of element means? So depending upon the last outermost electrons presencing, whether the last outermost electrons will be entering into S orbital means that is called S block elements. If the last outermost electrons will be entering into P orbital means that is called P block elements. If the last outermost electrons will be entering into F orbital means that is called F block elements. So that means depending upon the last outermost electrons entering, so there are 4 blocks of element like that they are classified. S block, P block, D block and F block elements. So now let us see that. So this P block elements, what is the outermost electronic configuration means? NS2 NP 1 to 6 will be presenting there. NS2 NP 1 to 6 electrons will be presenting there. Let us see that. Right. So outermost electronic configuration is NS2 NP 1 to 6 electrons is presenting there. So except a helium which has here 1s2 configuration. So in that group 18th group element helium, except helium remaining all the elements are called as here P block elements. So that means NS2 NP6 configuration they will exhibit. Except helium. Helium under what electron configuration it will shows means NS2, or else you can say that 1s2 configuration alone it will be exhibiting. So that means exceptional case what you are saying me helium. Only helium alone they will exhibit 1s2 electronic configuration. Except that remaining all elements will shows NS2 NP6. NS2 NP 1 to 6 electronic configuration they will exhibit. Let us see that. The properties of P block elements like that of others are greatly influenced by atomic sizes, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy and electronegativity. So that means all these elements they will exhibit periodic properties, periodic trends and all they are going to exhibiting. So that means atomic size they will exhibit, next ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegative character and electropositive character. So all these periodic trends and all these elements will be exhibiting. The absence of d orbital in second period, the presence of d or d and f orbitals in heavier elements starting from the third period onwards have significant effects on the properties of elements. In addition, the presence of all the 3 types of elements like metals, metalloids and non-metals bring diversification in chemistry of these elements. So that means totally elements under how many types they classified further means they are classified into three types is presenting. Group 13 to 18, further they are classified into three types of elements is presenting there from third period onwards. So metals is present, metalloids is presenting there, and another one is non-metals also presenting there. So depending upon the significant effects, depending upon the significant properties, elements and all further they are classified into three types of elements: metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Like that they are classified. Next one, see that. Having learned the chemistry of elements of groups 13, 14 of P block of periodic table in class 11. Already we are discussing that. So 11th standard, what are the lessons we are studying? P block element, group 13, group 14th group elements already we learn in that 11th standard. You will learn the chemistry of the elements of the subsequent groups in this unit. So remaining concepts, that means 15th group elements 16, 17 and 18. So these four groups of elements we are going to studying in this chapter. Yes. First one we are going to seeing about that 15th group elements. So group 15th group elements, what are the elements is presenting there? What are the occurrences will be present? And what are the periodic trends and all they are going to exhibiting there? So these are the points we are going to studying now. Just look at here. 15th group elements. So 15th group element, generally what are the elements is presenting there? What are the group elements is presenting means nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So these elements are belongs to your 15th group element. 15th group elements. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So these elements are called as your 15th group elements. So these 15th group elements, what is the outermost electronic configuration means NS2 NP1. Let us see that, for example, if you are taken your nitrogen, we are taken. So atomic number is 7. So how can you write that electronic configuration means 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Right, 1s2, 2s2, 2p. Just a minute. Sorry for that. Right. Let us see that. So nitrogen atomic number is 7. So therefore, how we are writing means, therefore 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So therefore, the nitrogen family electronic configuration is ns2np3. Sorry for that. ns2np3. So that means s orbital here 2 electrons is presenting, and p orbital here outermost electrons how many is presenting, mean 3 electrons will be presenting there. So this is a electronic configuration of nitrogen family. All these nitrogen group elements and all they will exhibit this electronic configuration, they will exhibiting there. ns2np3 configuration they will exhibit. So let us see that remaining elements. In the nitrogen family, what are the metals is presenting there? Just look at here. Right. What are the metals is exhibiting in this chapter, in this nitrogen family means? Let us see that. Group 15th includes your nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. As we go down the group, there is a shift from non-metallic to metallic through metalloidic character. So that means top to bottom. Top to bottom, what happen means metallic character will be increasing, and if you are moving from left to right means non-metallic character will be increasing there. And if you are moving from there is a shift from non-metallic to metallic through metalloidic character. Non-metallic to metallic character is increasing means metalloidic character also increasing is takes place. Nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals. In that nitrogen family, what are the elements are here non-metals are presenting means nitrogen and phosphorus. These two elements are here non-metals. Arsenic, antimony are called as metalloids, and bismuth is a typical metal, heavier element. Typical metal, right? So these are the group element. Once again see that nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So this nitrogen and phosphorus, these two elements are called as here non-metals. And arsenic and antimony, these two elements are called as here metalloids. And bismuth is a typical element. So these are the group elements of this 15th group elements. Next one, now we are going to see that occurrences. What are the major occurrences will be presenting there? What are the major occurrences? Just look at here. Molecular nitrogen comprises 78% by volume of the atmosphere. So that means from atmosphere how much nitrogen percentage will be available means 78% will be presenting in that atmosphere air. So air is made up of here 78% of nitrogen will be occupied in presence of atmosphere. And in earth crust it occurs as sodium nitrate. Earth crust and nitrogen how it is available means sodium nitrate formation it will be availability is takes place. NaNO3 sodium nitrate, and this is another name what you call means chili saltpeter like that we are calling there. So sodium nitrate formation and potassium nitrate KNO3 formation. So this KNO3 another name what you call means Indian saltpeter. Petri you can say that, or Peter you can say anyone. Chili saltpeter and another one is Indian saltpeter like that we are calling there. So these two compound formation only this nitrogen is available in that earth crust. So remaining composition and what happens 78% of nitrogen is available in that air itself only presenting there, and it is found in the form of proteins formation also presenting there, like plants and animals also this nitrogen is available. So what forms is available means like proteins formation also this nitrogen will be availabilities takes place. So next coming to see that next element phosphorus. Phosphorus occurs in minerals formation phosphorus element will be available. Like minerals formation only this phosphorus will be availabilities takes place. So how it is available means like as here aptite families like that it is a phosphorus will be available, like a calcium phosphate C9PO46 calcium phosphate aptite family CaX2, and next one is CaF2 like that, CaF2, CaX2 like that formation, octet families like that, it will be available is takes place phosphorus. Which are the main components of phosphate rocks? Phosphate rocks. That means phosphorus how it is available means. So calcium compounds it is presenting is takes place. Calcium phosphate and calcium halide combination only these phosphate compounds rocks and all it is presenting there. Phosphorus is an essential constituent of animal and plant matter. It is present in bones as well as in living cells. So bones is presenting there as well as living cells also. Animals living cells also this phosphorus will be presenting there. Phosphorus proteins are present in the milk and eggs. Arsenic, antimony and bismuth are found mainly as sulfide minerals. Remaining other elements are how it is presenting me minerals, sulfide minerals is presenting there. So arsenic, antimony and bismuth, these are presenting in the formation of a sulfide mineral formation is presenting there. So the important atomic physical properties of these group elements along with their electronic configurations are seen in that tabular column. So in this tabular column you are going to see about that group elements, what are the electronic configuration they will exhibit, what are the periodic trends is exhibiting there. So this and all we are going to learning in this tabular column. So let us see that once again this tabular column all of you. First property is atomic number. So what is atomic number for this nitrogen family means? Nitrogen atomic number is 7 and phosphorus atomic number is 15 and arsenic atomic number 33 and antimony atomic number is 51 and bismuth atomic number is here 83. So this is atomic number. Next, atomic size. So size and all what you are observing means if you are moving from top to bottom in that nitrogen family, that means nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. If you are moving from top to bottom if you are moving means, so that atomic size and all what happen means gradually increasing is takes place. If you are moving from top to bottom in the periodic table, so the atomic size and all what happen means gradually increasing is takes place. So if you are seeing that nitrogen what is the atomic size is presenting means 14.01, phosphorus 30.97, arsenic 74.92, antimony 121.75, bismuth 208.98. So this is atomic mass. Atomic mass is increasing there as well as atomic size also what happen gradually increasing is takes place if you are moving from top to bottom. Next one, see that electronic configuration. So if you take nitrogen means NS2NP3 configuration they will exhibit. So phosphorus also they will exhibit NS2NP3 configuration they will exhibit, and arsenic also they will show NS2NP3. Next, antimony 4D10 5s2 5p3 configuration they will exhibit, and bismuth 4f14 5d10 6s2 6p3 configuration they will exhibit. So that means the last outermost electrons if you are seeing means 3 electrons will be presenting is takes place, right? So next one, see that ionization enthalpy. So ionization enthalpy and all gradually what happen means if you are moving from top to bottom, so the ionization enthalpy will be gradually decreasing is takes place. Why it is decreases means due to presence of increasing of atomic size. atomic size is increasing means ionization enthalpy will be gradually decreases. So because of that reason what happened means ionization enthalpy will be gradually decreases. Let us see that nitrogen ionization enthalpy, first ionization enthalpy, second ionization enthalpy and third ionization enthalpy. So the three values if you are seeing means first ionization enthalpy for nitrogen what happened 1400, next 1012 and 947, 834, 703. So that means ionization enthalpy what happened gradually decreasing is takes place. So meanwhile second ionization enthalpy and third ionization enthalpy what happened means more energy will be required to remove that electrons. So that's why what happened ionization enthalpy if you are moving from top to bottom means ionization enthalpy will be decreasing is takes place. So tomorrow class we are going to seeing that remaining periodic transcendental we are going to learn. So prepare well for that exam. Any doubts is there regarding that exam just call me now. So thank you, have a nice day. So tomorrow we are going to meet once again. So thank you all once again. We'll see you tomorrow.